welcome back to the shortcut. So I know I've been beaking off about that CPP kit of mine, the what is it, a 4.5-inch drop on the front and 5-inch on the back. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And then I don't end up doing it. Well, listen, it's been sitting in the dining room now for almost 3 months. The wife is sick and tired of looking at it. I'm sick and tired of being called out on it week after week. So today we're gonna put it in. Not so much because I want to put it in, but because I effing hate body work and I'm done with that for right now. So I want to take a break. I want to move on to something else. So this is what we're going to do. I have a 2.5-inch spindle kit. So what that does is it moves the spindle up 2.5 inches, thereby moving the tire inside the wheel well 2.5 inches. You follow me? So it's going to move that up 2.5 inches. Then I also got drop coils, or 2-inch drop coils. So in theory, should drop the body of the truck another 2 inches. So it should have 4.5 inches difference in there. So the top of that tire should be pretty much meeting the bottom of that lip, maybe a little better. I measured it out. It's 32.5 inches on this side from the concrete to the bottom of this lip. Oddly enough, the other side is 33 inches. Do you remember when we did the coils on the white truck, the 66 Chevy step side, which I'll probably be putting up for sale here pretty quick? We put in the drop coils and our measurement stayed the same. So while this is technically a 4.5-inch drop and we're at 32.5 inch right now, we may not end up with 4.5 inches there. I guess we'll just wait and see. We'll put the kit in and see where we end up. I don't have it out here in the garage yet. I figured I'd get one side ripped apart and then I go bring it out. And when I do, maybe we'll go through it at that point. But at this point, I just kind of, I don't know how, I don't have a big garage, right? So real estate is kind of at a premium in here. So I won't bring that out until I have to. At any rate, I'm done with the body work for now. I want to take a break from it. I'll go ahead and fight with ball joints and tie rods and brake lines and spindles, and we'll do that. That'll be fun, right? Lots of fun. And we'll take a little break from that garbage right there. No more body work for this shift. So yeah, give me a few minutes. I'll get you set up. I have 2 GoPros. I'll set one up on time lapse. And then I'll set the other one up on not time lapse. And if there's anything I run across important, I think you should know, I'll let you know. I've never done this before. So we'll go through it together. Hang tight, I'll get you set up.
Okay, so it's not really rocket science here. We're just going to knock the tie rod off. It's going to be a cotter pin and a bolt there. Here I'm working on the upper ball joint. Again, another cotter pin, another bolt. Cotter pin seems to be the biggest obstacle, to be perfectly honest. Once we get those out, we can get the nut off the ball joints themselves. And then it's a matter of doing some smacking and some hammering around till the upper one lets go. Bottom one, that was a little bit of a different story. I had to get the pickle fork out, start hammering on that until she decided to finally play along, but not until I mash a few things up. But once I did, she was off and ready to go. So now we move on to the next level, which is basically I'm going to pull that ball joint out of there. Now, I didn't plan on originally pulling the ball joint out because it was in pretty good shape, to be honest. But out she come regardless. Lucky for me, I keep this stuff stocked on the shelves here in my tiny little garage because I work on a lot of this old junk and I happen to break a lot of this old junk. So I just happen to have it, so there I am slopping her in, bolting her on. Pretty straightforward, not rocket science.
Okay, let me give you a quick update on what's going on here. So the bottom ball joint, we decided to change out. It was actually okay. I had another one here. I keep this stuff around because I deal with this old junk, right? Anyway, when I was hammering on the spindle to knock it off, I actually caught the threads. Yeah, I know, rookie move. But whatever, I had another one, so I stuck it in. Upper ball joint seems okay. I'm going to leave it. You can see it's not the factory original. Somebody's changed it at some point. I was thinking about changing it out just because, but man, it just feels so good. Just don't have the, I don't know, I just don't want to waste it. You know, don't want to get Greta mad at me for just wasting stuff. Anyway, I'm going to clean this up. And I'm going to slap in my new coil. Then we'll throw in those new spindles too. And maybe I'll clean this up now that I just knocked dirt all over the new lower ball joint. All right, so give me 5 and now I'll get this stuff ready. Okay guys, so this is my CPP kit. It's a 2.5 inch drop spindles for the 63 to 66, I believe. Might have to check those numbers. So I'll just go quickly through everything here with you. So this is a drop spindle. And what it does is it basically just raises this spindle up. And then in essence, raising the tire inside the wheel well, lowering the truck, giving you a drop. Pretty straightforward. The parts that come in the kit are this dust shield, which goes on here. Bingo bango. You also get a brake caliper and brake pads. You get your brake rotor over here, and you also get, well, this is actually sold separately. This is a 2-inch drop spring. So the 2-inch drop spring with the 2.5 inch spindle gives me 4.5 inches of drop. You can get this in a couple of configurations. 6-bolt, which I decided to go with, and also available in 5-bolt. A lot of guys choose to do the square body upgrade, just swap out that front end, and then you're looking at a different kit altogether. But anyway, I thought I would maybe show you guys how easy or not so easy it goes together. Let's find out. So this goes on with 3 bolts and 3 lock washers. So because it comes out of China, everything's metric on here, but don't let that stop you. Didn't stop me. Okay, so we'll just tighten this down. On the other side, I actually had to run the file on the inside here. There's a couple burrs in there that we're stopping it from laying down nicely. Just gotta snug these up, nothing crazy. It's literally just a dust shield to keep the dirt off your rotor. Just set that aside. This is your brake caliper. Now these got a left and a right, obviously. And the way you can tell them left and right immediately is by the orientation of this bleeder. So if the bleeder's definitely got to be on the inside, right? So it's got to be on this side and it has to be up. Because if you put this on the driver's side, you'll have a hell of a time trying to bleed that caliper. Anyway, so our brake hose goes on here. I could always install it on the vehicle, but I find it easier just to do it here, and then all I'm bolting in is this on the vehicle. You have to watch these hoses. See, it will actually bolt on both ways. You can bolt it, so this is the way it's supposed to. See how it's flatter on one side and then it's got that nub up there? See that? There, it's not the same both ways. So if I was to put it on upside down, it'll go, but it won't seal because that's not gonna. Anyway. So it comes with 2 copper washers, 1 for each side of this bad boy. And like I say, flat side down, that hook goes up, just like that. That guy goes on there. Again, I don't know what the foot-pounds are for torque, but it's not crazy. And that's that. Okay, so we can set that aside for now. This actually goes on the end of this brake line once you get this side bolted up. And you can always twist this if you need to align it to a certain area. When I did the first side, this was actually going to rub against the inside of the rim, so I had to give it a twist to get it to lay down out of the way. Maybe I'll show you that when I actually get to the install on the car. So now we're left with these. So we got 2 bearings, this cap, this dust shield, that washer there with the little groove in there, and a cardigan. So this goes like this. Grease up this bearing. The bearing's going to drop in the back, and then we're going to put this dust cap on there. I'm not going to do that right now because it's not greased. I don't want to trap it in there. Once it's in there, it's in there. When you go to install this on the car, this bearing will be in there, and this will be in and tapped on. We'll go through that when I actually go to install this. And then on this side, once you actually have this on there, you would drop your bearing in first, just like that. Then you would drop your washer on. You would slide this castle nut on, and then the castle nut gets captured with this guy here. I don't even know if you can see it. Yeah, right through here. Makes sense? If not, watch my other video because I'll have this entire install for you. Let's see, let me get this off of here. And once that's all on there, tighten down. When you're happy with it, you can just tap that guy on. It should be good. You have to make sure that you clean the back of this rotor with some brake clean before you put it on. It's got a light film of oil on there for shipping purposes. Otherwise, this shows up all rusted, right? And then same thing with this side after you get everything on there. Okay. Coils. So that's our new coil. That's our old coil. It's not a big of a difference between the two as I'd hoped to see, if I'm being honest. They say, and I agree, that an inch on the coil on the bench is worth a ½ inch in the car.
Alright, so one of the first things you'll want to do is make sure you clean up that pocket. That's real important. May as well get her nice and clean before you put that spring in. Then up top there's a part that actually goes through the center of the spring. So make sure you locate both of those. It'll be very important. You do not want to have to take this all apart again just to adjust the spring. So make sure you get it right the first time. You'll see here I don't have a boot on that lower ball joint. I will have it on before I put the spindle on. You want to make sure you get the boot on the lower ball joint and the upper ball joint. Same deal. You do not want to be taking this apart to do it after the fact. Once it's on there, you can see there I have a little concern about that dust shield touching that lower control arm. So before I get too deep into this, I clean that up a bit. After that, I get the bolts on the upper and lower ball joints. Not much to see there, not real exciting. Here I'm using vice grips to put on a grease zerk. Yeah, I know, you don't have to tell me. I get it. Just tighten it up until it gets loose, and then go ahead and put the grease in there. I always like greasing up my ball joints immediately after installation. It's just one less thing to forget. At this point, I notice that I'm still not real happy with that thing touching, so I give her a little dusting once again, and this time I'm actually quite happy after a little zippity-doo. So I'll get that rear bearing installed in there, and then we'll put the little dust seal on the back on that rotor. We'll install the rotor and give her a little clean up here with some brake clean first. It's a lot easier to do now than it is later. We'll get that, oh yeah, get a little grease on that spindle. It's a good idea. Throw her up there. We'll get the outer bearing there repacked and thrown on. So after that bearing, we throw on that the goofy looking washer, and then the nut. And with the nut on there, we can start preloading the rotor, the bearings there. Just a matter of feel back and forth till you're happy with it. Once you find where you want to be, you take the cotter pin, drive it through that castellated nut, and you're golden. It should be good. It should spin nice and easy. All that's left to do there now is put on that little cap, a little tappity tap, and you should be good to go. Unfortunately, I don't have video of me throwing the caliper on, but that's not rocket science. It's a couple of pins, and then same thing with the brake hose. You know, it's a couple of connections. Here I'm throwing on the new lowered shocks. So the top doesn't really want to go on too easy, so I take it off and lube her up a little bit. I find a little bit of lube goes a long way with these heavy hitters. That's years of experience. Down below, same thing. There's the part number if you need it. That's for a 2.5 inch drop. Down below, just bolt it up, and now it's time for all good things. Throw the wheel back on. Let's see how she looks. We got a problem. That wheel do not fit. It won't even get all the way onto the rotor. It's hitting the caliper. It's hitting the tie rod. It's hitting everything. It's probably hitting its wife. This thing is just a piece of crap. So that's not going to work. That's a 15-inch rim. It's off a FJ40 or something. My new wheels are also 15-inch. That's the disappointment in the face there. Well, no sense wondering. May as well go grab one. We'll see if it'll go on. So there's a new one still in the packaging, for heaven's sakes. So we'll try it out. Give her a spin. I don't know. Are we scraping out the back? I don't know what to tell you. Throw a couple lug nuts on there maybe, and we'll see. Give her a spin. Turn her around. Throw the impact. Now's the real. So hang tight. As you can see, I'm not really set up like Mortsky or Puddin or Derek. I'm just slammed in my tiny little garage doing the best I can. Trying to make her little tools. So anyway, I will go and I'll get some work pants on, and I'll get this stuff assembled. We'll get it thrown on. It's really quite straightforward. And then we'll get this thing down on the ground and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to give you a hint. The wheel I took off didn't fit back on. That's a little bit of a concern because that's a 15-inch wheel. Those wheels that I got over there stacked up, also 15-inch wheels. Well, let me show you something here. So these are the factory wheels. I know they're 16-inch diameter. I think they're 6-inch
width. Watch this. So, give her a spin. Yeah. What's that catching on, you say? Well, that's the caliper. So I might have to take a grinder to the caliper if I want to use those wheels. Those wheels wouldn't even bolt on. Those wheels, I won't surprise you. For somehow they fit. I didn't get crazy with the offset or anything. I got lucky, I guess. Once I get them on there, I'm gonna reveal what they are, and I'll tell you the offset and all that good stuff. Because when I was looking it up on the internet about using 15-inch wheels with a 2.5-inch drop spindle, it was really all over the map. So these work, and I'll give you all that info later on. Let me go get ready, and we'll get rolling here this time round. So I think I'm just gonna put this video up and let you guys see it and see what you think about it. And when the tires come in, I'll make another video with the tires on, see what you guys think, see if it needs to be dropped somewhere or not. I kind of like this damn stuff. Alright, there we have it. CPP kit installed. 4.5-inch drop, which actually ended up being a 3.5-inch drop, which I'm kind of okay with. Maybe it'll settle out that other inch over time, we'll see. If not, that's okay. I kind of dig it. See if I can get some still photos in here too. It's kind of tight in my little garage, right? See what I can do for you guys. All right, that's it for now. If you've hung around this long, think about subscribing if you haven't. Like, share, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there she is. And one last look. See how she goes.